those vegan guys. Thank you.
Fantastic. So, hi Angie, introduce us to your kids.
Hello everyone, this is Delilah.
Hi Delilah.
This one here is Cameron.
Hi Cameron.
Hi. They're my mini vegans.
Oh, fantastic. So the entire idea of this series, Angie, was basically to have people share their vegan stories, because we've all got our own vegan story, how and why we got there. So I wondered if you might tell us yours.
Yeah, no problem. So when I was 14, I got home from school one day and said, Mum, I want to be a veggie. And she went mental. Absolutely ballistic, because bearing in mind this is what, mid-80s.
Right. Whereabouts do you live, by the way?
Oxfordshire.
Sorry?
We're in Oxford.
Ah, Oxford. Marvellous, yeah.
Obviously, as you know, back then, vegetarian food and vegan food was rubbish. So, yeah, she went mental. We had a blazing row, and from that point, I didn't eat meat.
Right.
Then I started having a lot of health problems because I've got endometriosis. And it got to the point where I was having so many upset stomachs, I didn't know what else to do other than cut out the dairy and the eggs, which did help a little bit, but I did actually need several rounds of surgery to stop all the dodgy stomachs and everything. But yeah, so I went vegan in 2009. Ouch. So yeah, and I haven't looked back since.
That's the year me and Jason got married.
Yeah, I
know. So 2009, of course I was around then. I know, surprised.
You don't look enough.
As I recall it, because at the time we were vegetarians, so it was okay then to be a vegetarian, but I imagine it was quite a struggle to start being a vegan.
It was a bit of a trauma. Like you, we did the bulk of our shopping in Holland and Barrett at the time as well.
Right, yeah. That seems to be the standard back then, doesn't it?
It was the only place you could get anything decent.
Yeah.
Apart from cheese, because cheese was awful back then. Settle down.
So have your kids been raised vegan from birth?
Yes, they have. Yeah, my midwife was actually quite good, because I had a meltdown in her office one day at the very thought of having to give them cow's milk. But they're not allowed to kind of offer advice on vegan alternatives. So yeah. But I said, no, I can't do it. And I think it was then my husband realised that actually this does actually mean quite a lot to Angie. So he just rolled with it. He was a meat eater until a couple of years ago.
Right. And how did you find that? Because I think that's a really interesting dynamic, that, Angie. And I think it's one a lot of people, I think a lot of people who want to go vegan wouldn't necessarily do it without their partner. So let's get that perspective. How easy was that for you to go vegan, and yet I imagine you still cooked?
No, I was vegetarian when he moved in.
Right.
I said to him, if you're going to move in with me, it's a vegetarian house, so like it or lump it. So he just ate what I ate, and then if we went out anywhere or if we had takeaways, he would have whatever he felt like having.
Yeah.
It was only this one here that converted him. It went to the air show a couple of years ago, the International Air Tattoo. And he said, Daddy, why won't you be vegan? Will you go vegan? And he went, oh, all right then.
Well done, Cameron.
Yeah, so he rang me up, and I was on the bus home at the time, and I cried on the bus. I was so happy.
And how has he found it, Angie? Have you has he indicated to you that it was easier than he thought, or?
Well, he's not really had a problem with it, because I was vegetarian to begin with, so So he never had any meat anyway in the house. What? Yes, you've got a pair. Sorry. So yeah, so he was always eating what I ate in the house anyway. So it wasn't that big a leap. But when I did say to him, I'm thinking of going vegan, he's like, oh shit, Andrew, what the hell are we going to eat? And I'm like, well, we'll figure it out. No, not meat, darling, no.
Not meat. No.
We have a lot of meat alternatives, just partly for that very reason. But
well, we do. I mean, we're 7 years into our vegan journey now, and we still have meat alternatives. And to be honest with you, I know that there's a lot of vegans out there that kind of really frown on that and say, well, why would you want to? And you should be whole food, plant-based. But I'm happy with our diet as it is.
We know all the junk food we can eat, so we're fine.
Yeah. Well, that's just it, isn't it? Food's not only about giving yourself nutrition, it's about enjoyment. And not everything everybody eats is healthy.
Yeah, and these two are actually really, really good going into the shop. They know exactly what they can have, and they go straight to it.
Clever children.
Yeah, they're doing really well, and they're very good at school as well. So because all the kids take in cakes and stuff for their birthdays, and a lot of them do bring in vegan sweets for them instead because they know they can't have the cake.
Oh, nice.
So it's not really made that big a deal out of at school either. So it's really quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
So can I ask the kids a question, Angie, and then I'll ask you the same question?
Come here.
What?
Sit down. Paul wants to talk to you.
So I would like to ask you what one of your favourite meals is.
Roast potatoes.
Oh, yes. I love roast potatoes too. And do you, my love?
What's your favourite, Delilah?
Chips.
Chips. And burgers.
Kids after my own heart.
I thought you were going to say
Cabs.
she's a pasta fiend. Yeah, she's a pasta fiend as well.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with carbs. I love potatoes in all ways, shapes, and
I
forms.
do as well.
I love them.
Yeah, just a big plate of roast potatoes and gravy. I'm happy.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, Angie, what's one of your favourite meals? Either that you really get a lot out of cooking, or just enjoy eating.
Oh, I do.
know.
What tell Paul what I like eating? So you've forgotten now, haven't you? Pizza, yeah. We like the new Chicago Town pizza. That's really good. But I do like Italian food quite a lot. So I love lasagna.
I do.
Right.
I like lasagna.
You do, yeah.
I do.
And all that gooey melted potato cheese on top as well. Oh, yeah.
We actually had the Chicago Town pizza last night. Because I realised we had 3. We bought 3 when they were on offer. We had 3 in the freezer, so we had half each with a nice big bowl of salad, and it was gorgeous.
Oh no, I'll sit and trough a whole one.
Well, Jason had that on Valentine's Day, a full one all to himself.
No books, Delilah. No books.
What's your favourite place to shop, Angie?
We use Sainsbury's most of the time. We will occasionally do Tesco's because you can get bits in Tesco's that you can't get in Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
Which is a bit frustrating because at the moment the only shopping slots I can get is through Sainsbury's, but they don't do a lot of the stuff that Tesco's does, so it's a bit frustrating. Because I'm classed as vulnerable, so I can get some extra slots that other people can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you get hold of kind of all of Sainsbury's vegan range through the online shopping?
Ordinarily, yes. At the moment, it's a bit difficult because it's just supply and demand, I guess. It's quite difficult with the current situation. So,
yeah.
Ordinarily, yeah, we can get a lot of. In fact, we did manage to get mince at long last. We haven't been able to get mince for a good couple of months.
Right. I had a packet of that. The vegetarian butcher plant mince in the back of the freezer the other night. Ended up making a shepherd's pie with it. It's a bit of a strange consistency. It kind of doesn't stay solid, if you like.
Yeah, I can't. There was one that Malcolm used to make bolognese one night, which was, I don't know, it went a bit mushy, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm not too keen on that."
Yeah. Do you buy Sainsbury's own brand soya mince?
Yes, we do.
That's actually our favourite.
Yeah, well, whichever shop we go to, we'll get their own brand soya mince.
Yeah. I'm not keen on Tesco's own soya mince. It absorbs too much liquid and gets fat and soft.
Yeah.
I like that Sainsbury's stays kind of small and firm. It has that mincy, you know.
Yeah, see,
texture.
if I'm
Anyway.
cooking, I do half mince and half green lentils.
Yeah, well, I've heard a lot of people making shepherd's pie with brown lentils as well.
Yeah.
I've got some dried in my cupboard here. Haven't got around to defrosting them, to doing the whole kind of procedure with them yet. But I'm going to try a shepherd's pie with just them.
Yeah, I tend to use the tinned ones just because it's easier.
Yeah, I hate it, sister.
But even then, there was a few weeks ago, we couldn't even get tinned lentils or any of the tinned beans and stuff because everyone had just hijacked it all the time. Not even the vegan stuff's safe.
I know, right? So, Angie, how have you found it having two vegan children in the education system, like dealing with schools and making sure that they cater?
Oh, when they were at preschool, it was absolutely fine because we had to provide packed lunches anyway, so that wasn't a problem. When Cameron went into primary school, the first year we had awful problems. They said, no, we don't cater to individual, and unless it's an allergy or anything like that, we won't cater to individual requirements. Not that's rubbish. Unfortunately, I became quite ill and couldn't really chase them up on that until a year later, by which time they had actually produced a rolling 3-week vegan menu.
All right.
So that was quite nice, wasn't it? Yeah. Apart from you don't like their cheese, do you?
No.
It's worm cheese, it doesn't melt.
Ah.
So he calls it worm cheese. And we're like, the first time he said that, I'm like, what the hell is worm cheese?
It's really blue cheese.
Yeah, so, but it's not too bad, is it? What's your favourite school dinner?
Veggie burger.
Veggie burger, and was it veggie burger and chips you have on a Friday? Yeah.
Which one is mine?
Yeah.
And shortbread.
And Delilah's only in the nursery, so she has to have packed lunches at the moment.
And shortbread.
And shortbread, yes.
Yeah.
So what are your if you could name kind of 3 meals that the family really love and that you find cheap and easy, because that's always a kind of big thing for people. What would those 3 meals be, Ange?
Spaghetti bolognese is a big one. We have that quite a lot. We have a really nice vegetable korma that I chuck in a slow cooker.
Oh, nice.
So that's really nice. We have that quite a lot. What else do we have? I like a good old bean chili, but none of the rest of the family don't really like beans.
Ah.
Yeah, no, they're not spicy. Well, yeah, you don't really do spicy, do you?
A little bit.
No. What else is a favourite? We have burger and chips quite a bit as well. or sausages. Yeah, and a good old roast dinner as well.
What would you use, Angie, on a roast dinner as your kind of alternative to meat?
We used to get the V-Bites joints, but we can't get them in Holland and Barrett anymore, which is a real shame because they were really nice.
Yeah.
I think you can still get them online, but it's you have to spend quite a lot of money and stuff online.
Yeah, I saw somebody had done a shop with them not too long ago, and they mentioned about it being quite pricey and that it took a while to come, but when it did come, it had obviously been sent the night before because it was in like a freezer pack.
Yeah, it's in the freezer. They did that one day. They left it on the doorstep all day, and I'm like, oh my days.
Something funny happened with V-Bites and Holland and Barrett last year, and it was actually I mentioned it in one of our vlogs. because I'd gone to get all the Christmas stuff that I would normally get from there, and they had nothing in at all.
Yeah.
And I bought a V-Bites celebration roast, which is like pre-sliced, and you get the sausages and bacon.
Yeah, that used to be the only thing you could get at one point.
Well, we enjoy that, but I got it home and it was mouldy.
Oh, no, I've not had that before.
So I took it back, and then I read loads of tweets from people. This was Christmas 2019. Loads of tweets from people who'd also got mouldy celebration roasts. And apparently it was not the supplier.
Yeah.
It was the middleman between V-Bites and Holland and Barrett.
Oh.
And they'd gone bust.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's maybe why V-Bites isn't, well, much of V-Bites isn't available in Holland and Barrett anymore. Real shame, though.
It is a shame, yeah, because we did like those roasts, but we tend to just use the Linda McCartney ones now, because they've got two different ones.
Speaking of the Linda McCartney roasts, you know the beef style one?
Yes.
Have you ever left that to go cold and then spread it on a sandwich?
No, I haven't.
It's corned beef.
Oh, okay.
It literally...
I might have to try that.
literally corned beef with piccalilli on a muffin from that. Amazing.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we'll have to try that one day.
Yeah.
Because I used to have the leftover V-Bites roasts in sandwiches quite a lot.
Yes. And us loved them.
Yeah.
So, Angie, if you had a message for new vegans or for people who are considering veganism, especially with people with kids, what snippets of useful information would you share with them?
Mainly is that you just have to fight your corner, because a lot of people, health people will say, oh no, it's not good for them. Rubbish. It's fine. I've had so many arguments with health visitors when they were both born, I stood my ground and I said, look, don't start with me. I've looked into it. I know what, you need to research it, yes, but if you do all your home cooking and stuff like most of us do, it's not a problem just to blend up some food for babies when they're starting to eat. And it's, and then they started on me again when Delilah was born, and I'm like, I've told you already, don't go there.
I think you've raised a really, really important point there, Angie, because it's something that gets mentioned by people a lot, and it might be a health visitor, sometimes even a doctor or a practice nurse, or somebody that kind of says to them, oh, you should get some eggs in you, you should do this, you should do that. It's very important for people to know out there that most of NHS staff are not nutritionally trained unless they are in nutrition.
Not right now. Yeah, we had one doctor turn around one day and said, oh, there's nothing wrong with a vegetarian and vegan diet. And I'm like, thank God, I want to see you every time. I'm like, thank God for that. But yeah, it was mainly family I had an issue with. A lot of them were not impressed. My mum and dad have come round now that they know they can buy junk food for them and ice cream and stuff, so that they're like, what if I want to treat them to an ice cream? Fine, not a problem. Go to the supermarket and get some. No. But my in-laws, they are very resistant. In fact, I've blocked one because he called me a child abuser. Nothing. So yeah, I'm so angry.
Despicable.
I was so angry. I like, you know what? I don't need this shit in my life, so I blocked him.
I think you have to sometimes, don't you? It's about self-protection, because when it boils down to it, nothing we're doing affects anybody else. Well, yeah. It does. It benefits them, is what it does.
Yeah.
And I think people lash out rather than deal with their own insecurities about how it's making them feel.
Well, I think my in-laws are very much meat to veg kind of family. They were brought up in that kind of generation and era where it's meat to veg, end of discussion. And this particular person has even threatened to give him proper chocolate. Well, what equals proper chocolate? And I'm like, do that and you will never ever see my kids again. I was absolutely livid. I said, I can always find another, because my sister-in-law at the time was looking after my son while I went to work. So it was a bit awkward, but I said, well, do that and you won't see them again. So I do bite my tongue a lot with them because I don't want to kind of interfere with their relationship with the kids. But
they have to respect you and the kids.
If they start on me and my beliefs, I will bite back.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's not necessarily biting back; it's defending yourself, isn't it?
Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I see posts on people's timeline saying, "Oh, these effing vegans are always forcing their opinions down our throats." And I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. I know that. I know it's directed at me because I'm the only one they know, you know. So, and I do bite back, and my husband tells me off for biting back, but I'm like, no, I'm going to defend myself. You know, how dare they treat me like that?
So now that you're back, young sir,
It's you.
Cameron,
Yeah.
what's your favourite flavour of ice cream?
Chocolate.
Yeah, that's mine too. Wise choice.
We don't get ice cream very often, do we? You like biscuits. Yeah. So she just ran across the room shouting, biscuit!
Does
Oreo.
Yeah, Oreos.
Does Delilah have a favourite flavour of ice cream?
What's your favourite ice cream, Delilah?
Flavor. Pink.
The pink one.
Oh, strawberry or raspberry? Good.
Strawberry. Yeah. We don't really get that much in the way of ice creams, to be honest, because it's so expensive, a lot of it.
I've always absolutely loved the Swedish glacé,
Yes.
which is one of the cheapest. It's just that Sainsbury's, by and large, usually only has the vanilla, which I love.
Get out of my way.
But the chocolate and the raspberry are gorgeous.
Oh, I love it. They used to do a Neapolitan one as well.
Yeah, I know.
I did see on Ocado online, actually, that I think they had some sort of mango and passion fruit one. I'm like, oh my God, I'll have to try that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they do a chocolate and hazelnut one at Ocado as well.
Can you sit still? No, don't check my ears. We're not playing doctors now, we're talking. It doesn't matter if we're talking, she's checking my ears.
Are they all right, Delilah? Are they healthy?
Are they working? Good.
Are they okay?
They're not that okay. I've been to too many loud concerts.
Ah. Can you believe as a 50-year-old who's had a mohawk for all this time and is so eccentric in many other ways, I've been to one live gig in my life.
Oh, I've been to loads.
And it was about 5 years ago.
It's enough. I have brushed my teeth. Shut up. Who was that then?
It was Aha
Oh, lovely. No, we do like a bit of aha occasionally.
in Manchester. Yeah. Strange times. So, any other advice you'd like to share with mothers with kids who are thinking about going vegan?
Go for it, basically. As so many people say, you wish you'd done it sooner. Yes, go in the kitchen and get one. Look, shush, please, I'm talking.
But what kind of things can you get easily vegan that kids might like?
Oh, there's plenty. Certainly things like packed lunches. You can get yogurts quite easily. You can get crisps, cake bars. A lot of schools will not allow anything hummus or nut-based, though. What? No, see later. So, yeah, so we're not allowed hummus or anything, which really wound me up. It's like, you know, you won't cater for us, but you're telling me I can't even put hummus in my own food.
Why not hummus?
Sesames.
Ah,
They're not allowed anything nut-based.
right. Wow.
Which makes you wonder why they don't really ban things like milk as well, because there's a lot of people allergic to dairy and wheat and things, so they don't ban that.
No, true,
But
isn't it?
bloody mindedness in me saying that. Yeah, thank you.
Right, my loves, I'm going to offer the closing comments to you, Angie. If there's anything else you'd like to add about your own vegan journey, or something that might inspire somebody else. I'm not putting any pressure on you, but just in case you have any, golden.
I don't think I have any golden nuggets of wisdom, to be honest. I'm not that wise. I would just say again, go for it. Do what you think is right. Ignore the people that are criticising. Ignore the holier than thou vegans as well. Just go at your own pace and whatever you feel comfortable with.
That's good, Mum.
Because there'll always be someone who thinks they're better vegan than you. So just ignore it.
Mum, it's cold.
I think Delilah is registering that you're a little unwell, Angie. You seem to have an ear problem and a temperature. So I don't want to bother you anymore. I think
I've been cold for weeks.
I think you need treatment from your delightful nurse Delilah.
Yes. She's trying to get my feet as well.
But it's been lovely talking to you. Thank you for being a part of this new series, and hopefully through talking about our own journeys, we will inspire people to start their own.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Thank you for talking to us. It's lovely to chat at last. We normally hear you chattering away and we're just typing and things. So, yeah.
Lovely to meet you. Bye, Cameron. Bye, Delilah.
My husband's just got home.
All right.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.